Welcome to another night of Entertainment is Dead, where we talk about nothing. Nothing but yes. And today happens to be our anniversary edition of Entertainment is Dead. We have accomplished nothing in a year, and I am so happy about it.
Whoa.
So-
To
We've
celebrate,
accomplished.
we're doing nothing.
To celebrate, we're sitting on our asses in front of the computer where it all started, except for now we're in video and you get to see my pretty face and especially this wonderful beard next to me, Thomas Winkley, back in the flesh. His beard is back. Things are getting caught in it. We don't know where objects go. Luckily, his dogs are okay.
I don't know where like my place is because I don't have a face for television. I don't have a radio voice.
Your beard has a
bring-
face for
I need to be like a
television.
grave digger. Like
I have a radio voice, so whatever.
You have the radio beard.
the ra-
Tom has a radio beard. Rich has a radio voice. We could just like have Rich dub his voice over Tom, and we'd be perfect. We'd be good to go.
G2G.
So, right? Yeah.
Looking
all
for
right.
a group to podcast.
So without giving him any introduction, Rich. There we go. Moving on. We've got Randy.
Thanks, man. Really appreciate that.
Rich is back. We're glad to have him, and he's gonna be dropping the knowledge bombs on things that he's seen on the Steam sale in the last couple days.
Good God.
Yay! He's so excited about this. He can't wait to tell us. So, and then I've got Randy. Randy is back. He's been taking care of Baby Chuck really well, and Baby Chuck is doing really well now. I'm really excited about that. Randy, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Baby Chuck's beard isn't quite as nice as yours, but
Thank
You know,
you.
it's
Yeah,
coming
it
in.
takes years to perfect
Yeah.
this.
Well, and she's a girl, so
Well,
it might be a while.
she's got the gene. It'll come. Don't worry. So, and then I've got Junie, who is giggling up a storm, and she could stop giggling for 2 minutes.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. So, but tonight, for real, we are going to talk about the Steam sale, and really, we have accomplished a few things. If you've been watching since the beginning, we have since moved from just being on Apple's redundant, terrible website to actually being live on YouTube and upgrading a lot of stuff. We've got a lot of things in the pipeline. We've got a new website coming. Where we've got Comic-Con coming in the fall. If you're local, come look at us there. We'll probably be somewhere within Big Shiny Robot. We haven't really decided what that's going to be. It might be our own booth.
When
So
he
there
says
are-
look at us, though. We don't want you to talk to us. We're just going to be posing. You can
Yeah.
look, take a picture.
Yeah.
And walk by,
Yeah,
Don't
come
talk
take-
to us at all.
Nice.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. Anyways, with that, I think the biggest thing that I want to talk about with the Steam sale is how much I don't play the games that I bought last year. I can't even. I think I spent.
Whose fault is that, Lance?
Well,
Take responsibility for your actions. Whose fault is it?
hey, you dangle a carrot in front of me, and that carrot has sugar all over it. I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah,
Ew.
take that responsibility. Don't put that off. Come
Yeah,
on.
you didn't eat the carrot. You just like looked at the carrot and stole it from everybody and
No,
put it like in a
he-
bag.
Also, sugar? Really, sugar? Not like ranch or like Italian or something?
I don't know. I should have used a better analogy, like a donut or something
He
like that.
licks
Like,
the sugar off the carrot and then puts the carrot back in the ground, hoping it will get more sugar on it.
What the fuck?
No.
well, I mean, I'm looking at this list and I'm going, yeah, I bought Chivalry last year. Yeah, I still want to play it. Someday I'll play it. And yeah, I bought Ace of Spades. I've actually played that for 5 minutes and I hated it. Yeah, I bought Awesome Knots. It's a great game, so I've heard. Never played it. Yeah, and I'm just going through this list, and that's part of the reason why I created Chuck's Book Club, is so that I would actually have the motivation to play some of these games that are great games. I just haven't gotten around to playing them, like The Witcher that I'm supposed to be doing, and I haven't even started yet. I did download it though, and I've kind of held off a little bit this year. I've only I bought Walking Dead season 2 and I bought The Wolf Among Us. I'm teetering on buying a few other games. I finally need. Did somebody clap for me? Who the fuck?
Yeah,
clapped?
that was my slow clap. Good job.
Whoa. I might buy Castle Crashers again. I can't decide because I want to play with
Oh
Hank.
man, there were many nights of 4 a.m. Castle Crashers where we would play until I would fall asleep with the controller in my hands.
When
Oh,
is
dear
Castle
God.
Crashers 2 coming? Fucking Behemoth.
It's never coming.
What's
They
a-
did
what's a-
Battle Block Theater instead.
What's a behemoth?
Behemoth,
Is that a
either.
legendary creature with drawstrings and it flies?
Yes, that. So that I'm on the fence about. Company of Heroes. What else am I on the fence about? We talked about this a minute ago. Rich and I are talking about getting Child of Light.
I would like to get Child of Light. If anyone would like to gift me Child of Light, I will gladly accept it, as I have already spent all my money for the summer sale, and I cannot buy any more, according to my wife.
So here's my thing, because I thought about buying Child of Light when I saw it on sale, but something about me, I can't buy a game that's less than 50% off on summer sale. It just feels wrong. Like, I get it, it's only been out.
for a month.
I understand that, so don't even put it on sale, because I'm going to look at it and go, oh, I should buy this game, it's brand new. Oh, it's only 25% off. The summer sale is, like, bigger than that.
25% off $15 is $11. Don't be stingy like that.
No,
Come
I'm being
on.
stingy. Summer sale is about saving dollars at 50% or more.
I
No.
save all the dollars.
That's
Like, I
a whole $4.
That's
Oh,
all it
God.
is.
I can understand that.
$4.
I can understand that, like Kerbal's $16, and that seems a little high to me. Like Broken Age is still $16. It hasn't been a daily yet, and I really want that game. And I'm like, 16, I can't really rationalize that. Those are bigger games, though. Child of Light started at 15. It's only been a month. That's like saying I want to get Watch Dogs, which, by the way, is not on sale. Thank you, Ubisoft. They've really not been in on the sale at all. But say I want to get Watch Dogs, and hey, if they give you a $10 discount on a game that's been out for 4 weeks, be grateful.
So
You know,
they didn't really
Tom
participate
plays
for anything. Sorry to cut you off, Randy. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say Tom applies that same logic of 50% off with everything in his life. He doesn't cut his beard until he can make sure 50% of his face length will be gone. As
Right.
So,
It's the
it's not
truth.
just games.
No,
Yeah, when
it's the
your beard
50% rule.
approaches. No, when your beard approaches fucking ZZ Top levels of beard, we'll talk about that.
Until
He
I-
has to maintain 50%
It's not-
rapey.
It's not 50%. It's value to money for whatever the game is, and it's based on time. Like Company of Heroes 2 only being $10 right now, I think is actually kind of surprising.
Yeah.
This is the analysis in me coming out right now, but I think that's actually kind of surprising because the game still sells for $40 and it's still got a lot of downloadable content and stuff with it, and they're still pushing that as a high value dollar game. Making it $9.99 makes people go, well, fuck, man,
Value it.
I spent $40 on this. Here's my middle finger. Stuff like that pisses people off.
Do you think that so you don't think that game is slumping at all right now? It's just they just devalued the game this month?
I think that they had a really hard time with it when it came out because of the pay-to-win model for the online.
Right.
And you would pay money, you would get the boosts and bonuses that you need to be better online than other people. I think that took a hit in the long run of their sale. It cut into it. But as a game, like if you just want to play the single player, if you love the first one, getting the second one for $10 is fine. Do it. And you won't find another deal like that on the game until Christmas comes around. So until the next Steam sale.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to pick it up now because it's worth it at this point. I'm not gonna play online. It's not an online game for me. I played through the first campaign. I fucking loved it. It's such a good game. So that's definitely one that's on my list right now. I'm watching it. I'm looking at Gone Home a little bit. I was interested in it when it came out. I have a hard time with those. I don't even know what you call that game because it's not really a survival horror. You're just trying to figure out what the fuck happened in a house. So it's almost like a mystery game, right? But not a survival horror. I don't know anybody who's really been playing it. I have one friend that was playing it for a while, and I don't know if he ever finished it. He's been on our cast before. It's Nate. And then what was the other one that I saw on sale too that looked pretty cool? So that I've been kind of putting off. And to add, I wanted to add on to what Tom was saying about games that have small discounts on them. They put up BioShock Infinite last year for like half off, and it was like $30, and I bought it, and I haven't even fucking touched it.
Oh.
So
That's
like,
on you.
I haven't even touched that game.
But But wait. So I want to address this early on so we can just kind of get this out of the way. So a friend of mine and I were looking at the Steam Summer Sale, and we were thinking to ourselves, well, there's nothing we want to play. Now, the friend that I was talking to is a contributor here, Ryan, and myself. Between the two of us, we own 1,500 games on Steam. His list is close to 1,000. My list hit 557 this week. We think the sale sucks because we already have everything. And
Yeah.
it's not that the sale sucks. It's that the industry hasn't brought us anything in the last year that makes it reasonable for us to get things on Steam. Now, if you're Randy over there, which Randy just received his first game on Steam from Tom just before the show, you look at those games and you look at those deals, and it's the greatest thing ever. My brother-in-law, he just built himself a new computer, and he's like, I've never done this before. What am I supposed to do? He sent me a link to a couple of games that they were giving away free with his video card that he got, and I said, well, these games aren't really worth shit because you can get them all for $5 a pop on Steam. He added me to his friends list. I bought him Tomb Raider. I sent it to him. He's going to have a great year because of that, and I'm not. I've already got everything that I need to get, and I haven't played most of it. I'm trying to play most of it. That's what I do over on my Twitch stream is I play my games, and I'm trying to get through my list. But for people who are just getting into it,
What's your address on your Twitch, by the way?
it's twitch.tv/Trisket109. It's actually under my banner there, so you can tune in and watch me play. But in the case of Lance, like I bought it last year, but I didn't play it. That's on you, man. Like the reason why the sale, that's why I wanted to talk about this now. The reason why the sale sucks for me right now is because I own too much shit. Okay, it's not because they're not doing a good job or because something's not working out right. It's because man, them sons of bitches that got me to buy so much shit. Fuck them. It's because that's on me. That's on you, Lance.
I know. No, I'm gonna go ahead and blame a few games for me not playing the other ones that I have, and I'm gonna go ahead and say a couple games here. World of Warcraft, I re-rolled. I have two fucking level 80
Christ,
people
again?
or not 80s, 90s. I have two 90s that I re-rolled completely. So yes, I did that in a year. What else did I do? Oh yeah, Aliens Colonial Marines. Go look at my logged time on that game. It's like 106 hours or some shit like that.
And that was
Okay,
all
so-
trying to get out of the corner that the game.
I also want to point out another wonderful year-long statistic is that we have not done one episode where Lance has been on the show and not mentioned Aliens Colonial Marines. So let's all give him a big round of applause for
Thank
his
you.
his perfect
you.
record.
Thank you.
Good job, man.
I'm gonna look forward to another plug of Alien Colonial Marines every episode
time,
from me.
Every episode.
Coming live to you.
So
I just hope that Alien Isolation is good so that he can actually talk about a good Aliens game instead of the crap that is Colonial Marines. Now, I
Yeah.
do want to address, Rich did point out, I have never been on Steam before. I've heard about it, ever since I've been a gamer, but I've always been a console gamer. Never been a PC computer gamer at all. I have a Mac. It's a decision I regret. If you're thinking about buying a Mac, don't. Just buy a PC. Your
Don't
life will
support
be so
Apple.
much easier. Don't think, I have an iPhone. It will sync so much easier with my computer. It's a lie. Just don't worry about it. Just buy a PC. Anyways, I'm looking at Steam. I also have a budget because we did mention Baby Chuck. So I have hospital bills I'm paying for Baby Chuck.
I'm a starving college student with 557 games on Steam. Don't want to hear it.
That's on you.
He
Rich.
bought him beforehand.
That's
Don't
on
listen
you.
to him.
Okay. I don't want to
Son of a
hear that.
bitch.
That's your choice, not mine. You're choosing to be a starving college student. I've been there. I've done that. I've graduated. So, anyways, I'm also don't want to buy a ton of games because eventually I will be getting rid of my Mac and buying a PC, and then the games I buy will do me no good whatsoever.
No, not true. Because if they'll play on your Mac, they'll also play on your PC.
So even
Yeah,
if
You know
I
what's
buy
nice?
them
Yeah.
You know what's nice about
I can
PC,
convert
Randy?
them.
If you ever upgrade your PC and you get a new PC, a completely new system, it's backwards compatible.
Right.
Fucking
No,
awesome.
but here's my question: can I buy
Yes.
a game for the Mac on Steam, and then when I get a PC,
Yes.
download it for the
Okay,
PC?
do you have
free?
Steam? Let's all do an exercise in this right now. Do you have Steam in front of you, Randy?
I do not have it. Well, it's on my tablet that I have in
Well,
front
let's
of me.
Okay.
so here's
If
the
you
thing.
look at the game listing, there's 3 logos next to it that could possibly be there. There's Windows,
Correct.
there's Apple, there's the Mac logo, and there's one for
Right.
Linux. If it only has one of those 3 logos, which all of them always have a PC logo,
Right.
every game works on PC. Just some of them work on Mac. You can always tell. You
Yep.
can always
So,
tell because of those three
My
logos.
point is I can download both versions
Yes.
if I'm only buying the game
Mhm.
once.
Yep. So
Yes.
I
Okay,
play
that's good to
like
know.
the games that are Mac
That takes away
compatible.
my second point then. However, my budget is still a factor. So what I'm deciding with my Steam, other than the game Tom Hardy gifted me, which is what? What did
Rush
you
Bros.
gift me?
All right,
Rush
if you
Bros,
guys
right.
have not played Rush Bros, it is like Mario on acid. It's a platformer. You play it to techno music, and the room moves and adjusts to the rhythm, and you're racing through levels to beat them as fast as you can. It is the
So what you're saying is we need to eat a brownie and then play
eat a
that
brownie
game.
and play some Rush Bros. It is so sick. Like,
Nice.
it is super fun, and I hate techno. That's right. In my mind, there is no greater sin than techno music, and I can play Rush Bros for hours.
And country techno just
I'm gonna
Oh
come
my
to your
God.
store and play Skrillex for you all day long.
Country techno is like an insult to the world. Do I have a gap in
I
my
don't
tooth?
even know if country techno exists, but it should. Just to
Taylor
Taylor
make Tom
fucking
upset.
Swift. That's where it happened.
Oh, Taylor Swift.
Mm. So, anyways, the games that I'm actually looking at on Steam, I'm really considering buying the Witcher series because I have never played them.
Is it just two, or is it the entire series?
It's
is
Witcher
both of them.
1, 2, and then Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay, hang on. Because you
It's a
guys are new to
bundle.
this. Because you're new to this, there are three things you need to know about the Steam sale. Okay. First, if it is not a daily or a flash sale, you do not buy it.
Okay.
Okay. You do not buy it until what they'll do on the last day is they'll have a best of sale and they'll put everything back on sale. So if you wait to buy The Witcher on the last day, if it comes back up,
I'm going to go ahead and say one
Witcher
thing.
1
though.
was Witcher 1 was $2.99. Witcher 2 was like $3.99 or $4.99. You could get them both for $6 when
You're
it was
still-
on sale earlier in the week.
You're still taking a chance on that because there was
Right.
one or two games that I wanted on that, and I passed, and I didn't end up getting that sale at the end. I'm trying to remember what game it was.
I understand that, but no, hang on.
That's how
If it's a
important it was.
daily, if it's a daily or a flash sale, buy it because you won't see it at a better price. If you see it on sale, but it's not a daily, you wait until the last day until it becomes a daily. You wait until you see it on sale for real. And if you don't ever see it go on sale, you buy it on the last day because on the last day it won't matter at that point. Whatever's on sale is on sale. If they bring it back, fantastic. Tomb Raider has been on sale 4 times for $5. If you bought it in between that gap somewhere for $10, you did it wrong. You know what I mean? So the
That
three
makes sense.
rules. The three rules again. If it's a daily or a flash, get it. If it's not a daily or a flash, wait till it is. And if it never becomes a daily or a flash, buy it on the last day.
See, and that's good I brought this up because that's a knowledge bomb I wouldn't have known. I was ready to buy The Witcher 1 and 2 right now. I was going to
Don't
hold
do it.
off on 3, but I'll wait.
The very first day they were on sale. So this is the point that I'm making is that there's no place else on earth, Randy, that if your budget is $20 for video games, buy now. You could have bought The Witcher 1, The Witcher 2, Don't Starve, Rush Bros. You also would have gotten what else was there that I bought that was cheap? You could have gotten Game Dev Tycoon, and you could have bought Tomb Raider. You could have bought those 6 games for your $20, and you will never find a better value for money than that than you do
So-
on the Steam sale.
As a side note, something that I'm happy about with the Steam sale over the year is that it's kind of set a precedent. And so this is something I wanted to talk about because I started getting emails. Does anybody else shop on GOG, goodoldgames.com?
Yeah.
No.
So they're kind of like Steam, but they're DRM free. So they're doing a summer sale as well now, and I'll pull it up real quick. Let's see if I have them up. I'll have to pull a browser. But they're doing a bunch of games every 11 hours, and so they've got a bunch of stuff. Like right now, they've got like Rise of the Triad, Caesar's Gold, Penumbra, Alpha Centauri. So they do a little more like not as much mainstream stuff always. But I mean, you can get VVVVVVV for $1.
Which it was actually up
Yeah.
for a Steam sale for the same amount.
Well, and I'll be buying this tomorrow. They're gonna have the re-release of the 11th Hour on sale tomorrow, so I'll be buying that. So the cool thing is
11th Hour. Remind me of that game.
it
That
was kind of like a if I remember the one it was like a first-person murder mystery. Kind
Oh,
of
it
like
was,
the Seventh
was it
Guest?
Yeah,
Mist or
Seventh-
something?
it was like
it's the
Myst,
sequel to
yeah.
the Seventh Guest.
Yep. So
Oh, okay.
it was an older one, but I really liked it. So the thing I like about the summer sale is it makes everybody else do sales. Sony did a best of PlayStation sale. They did a best of E3 sale. Microsoft will usually do like a summer gaming sale on the Xbox Marketplace, which I think is kind of cool because it forces everybody else to get competitive, and then we can buy a lot of other games for free. And that was something. So, and maybe Junie and can pipe up on this too. Junie, are you a PlayStation Plus subscriber with your Vita and whatnot?
I sure as hell am.
So then I want to hear your opinion on this, because something I've been running into with the summer sale specifically is I'm flipping through my summer sale titles. I'm like, oh, Terraria is only $3, and then I'm like, oh wait, I downloaded that on my Vita last week for free, and then I'm looking at other games going, oh, this game's $1.50, and I'm like, wait, I have it on my PlayStation 4. Like, is there a point where there's too many games to get for free? Go.
On the PlayStation?
Just overall, I mean, I think the combination of PlayStation Network, Xbox Live free games with gold, plus Steam Summer Sale.
I don't know. Having games for free is never a bad thing. Now, I know it's a little confusing, like, because you have to have like an account with every single person to like have their specific games just through them, which does get a little frustrating, especially before I started working where I do. I only had just a PlayStation, and so I wasn't a part of the master race. I didn't play like online multiplayer with all the Xbox friends and whatnot, and I just had PlayStation. Yeah, bite me. So the best part about being a PlayStation, though, was that once I got my PS4, I got my Vita, they made it universal. Like, you know, I can
Right.
play it on my Vita, and I can play it on my PS4, and now with the new PlayStation Now they're about to do, where you can play all your PS3 games and cool stuff like that. Like, I think they're, you know, answering their fans' calls a little, I don't want to say better, but it's appealing to me anyway. Whereas, like, with Xbox, I mean, they're just doing the same thing, just when you play online with your friends, but you have to like still pay for everything. There's no like handheld console to go together with. My
Right.
opinion.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this though. Xbox did do it better for a long time,
They did.
and I think Sony
Well, with
is
the paid servers, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. They charge, and everybody. I'm sorry, but there was this attitude from the Sony side, and I'm just saying this because I had both systems. I had PlayStation 3 and Xbox, and there was this consensus that everybody on PlayStation was like, "Well, fuck that, I don't want to pay for it." Well, like I had both, and I'm like, man, the user interface and the online system on PlayStation was terrible for PlayStation 3. It was god awful, and to the end of the system, like I couldn't handle it. I mean,
Are you
yeah,
talking about like the servers and like first-person shooters and all that?
first-person shooters. I mean, if you actually got into an online game, like I played a good amount of Modern Warfare 2 on there. Yeah, I dropped a lot of nukes on that again. By the way, and the other thing I want to point out, PlayStation players are worse first-person shooter players, for the record, than any other system that is out there. They are the worst, and I'm going to go ahead and say that. And anybody that doesn't agree with me, find me, give me a PlayStation 4. I will kill you.
Get me a PlayStation 4. That's a nice
Battlefield
little
4.
challenge.
Yeah.
That'll teach him, guys. Teach Lance a lesson. Buy him a console.
No, that does make sense to a degree. Though, like people are paying money to like be able to play online, so that's already a commitment that you want to play more and get better. So I get that. Whereas Sony, it's just like those who don't give a shit can jump right in. I know you want to say something, Rich. I can see it in your tone.
No, I just wanted to point something out. I think that there's a flaw with the question. It's a good idea, but the flaw with the question is that we are still paying for those free games because we do have to pay for the service. So.
Right, but
Well,
I
and
guess
how much is PlayStation Plus? How much is
$60
that?
a year if you don't buy it
So
on
the
sale.
same as
No,
Xbox
$50 a
Live.
year, $49.99 for 12 months.
Didn't it
And
go-
if you're good at it, you can find it on eBay or some sale somewhere for $40
Yeah.
if you're really good.
Yeah.
But no, it's still you could be paying pennies on the dollar. That's fine, but there's still
Sure. Well, and
a monetary attachment to it.
So,
But go ahead.
I think the question was more as, do you feel that with the Steam Summer Sale, good old game sale, PlayStation Plus, free games with gold, soon to be PlayStation Now, part of the
I
problem?
think it's only a problem for you, Tom, if you get a game for free on PlayStation Plus, and then you see it for $1.50 on Steam, and you're like, "Ooh, I'm gonna buy this," but you already have it for free.
It's
Then
just,
you're wasting money.
yeah, and it's not even a wasting money. It's like, you know, too much of a good thing is my
Right.
only thing. Like,
My suggestion would be pull your index card out of your beard, see what games you already own, and make sure you don't purchase them double.
when did he
Well,
get?
that was my problem with Borderlands, though. Like, I bought Borderlands 2 for my 360, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play this with all my friends. And then Borderlands 2 came out on the Vita with like all the DLCs and everything for just $30. I was like, oh, I could do that, but I had no friends to play
Oh,
with.
I'm gonna give you a
40
knowledge
bucks.
bomb. I'm gonna give you a rich knowledge bomb right now.
Oh boy,
Oh,
here
God,
we go.
this,
Well,
yeah,
here we go.
bring that
Here we
shit
go.
on.
Wait, sit up.
So, okay, let me get this going.
All right,
Big
get my
secret
shield
for you
up.
now. Let me get you the secret.
You should center
You're-
me on this so that we can quietly judge him while he speaks. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm gonna say this right now. As you get older, you're gonna play less and less and less video games with your friends. I'm just gonna say
It's
this
true.
right now. So it's like
Hey,
you have to you
don't-
have to fucking schedule a calendar event where all your friends can like schedule babysitters and fucking like instead of actually going to somebody's house and hang out, you fucking play a game
You
online.
find the friend that
And
has
then-
the oldest kid to babysit all the other kids.
But here's the thing is, and then Lance won't show up anyway.
Ooh.
I was actually going to say that same thing about Tom, but okay, that works either way.
No, Tom shows up. No, Tom is classic. I'll show up for, hey guys, I'm here for 15 minutes. Hey, it's good to see you. Bye.
Well, there's always a chance to give those kids back. You don't have to keep them. Just saying.
Unless
Oh.
unless it's Street Fighter, Tom don't show up. Just saying. Just saying.
At least Tom and Lance get invited.
Oh, that's Randy.
I've been telling you to activate a Steam account for goddamn 6 months. Don't play the poor picked on me, look at me, everyone card. There's no sympathy to be had for you.
I'm just hoping
There's no
that I'm just hoping Lance's grandma will send me like a "It's okay, feel better" card. Here's a check.
Hey, come down
I
and watch
also-
the Demolition Derby on the 4th of July at my house, Randy. It's on me, Grandma.
I've also been watching the Twitch chat, and Jacob wants to chime in that not only will Tom not show up, it'll either be that or he just won't invite you. He's just putting that out there too.
See, Jacob feels the pain.
Yeah, it's all about it.
But if you guys do have the
Oh my
PlayStation
gosh.
Network, you should get Bit Trip Runner 2 for $8. Oh, I just spent $20 on that game like 3 weeks ago.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Wait
Bit Trip
for
Runner
all the.
It's
right?
it's free
Two.
it's free next month on Plus.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Ah!
I'm curious to see. So they just released Outlast on Xbox One, and I almost bought it the other day. I already own it on Steam, and I was
so
like,
fun. Like,
and
Bit Trip Runner 2 right now on Steam is $2.99. It's have fun.
I have a feeling that that Outlast will be the free game next month. Actually, for the record, I know it just got
for
released,
Xbox
but
One.
yeah, have a
I can
feeling
see that
'cause
that's
it's
actually
$20 price
so
point.
that's something with PlayStation Network I've noticed is a lot of like really new games are going as free because they don't have any other content to do it with. Like next month on the PS4, I think it's I'd have to look it up, but their free game next month is it's something that's only been out like 2 months, and it's kind of crazy to
Strider.
Yeah, it's Strider. That's right. And I bought Strider for full
Yeah.
price, and that's going to be free. And I think that's mainly because same thing. They don't have
They
the
don't have enough
content to keep it
games.
going, so they
Yeah.
try to give it free. I mean, they
There's
launched.
nothing coming out till October.
Yeah, they launched.
So-
What did they launch? Oh, Mercenary Kings. Mercenary Kings was free on Plus on launch day.
Wow.
So I think that's
Wow.
interesting. But we've digressed away from Summer Sale. Lance, lead us
We
back.
have,
Lead us
right.
back.
Okay, so let me get everybody back in. Okay, so here we go. Where are we at, Junie?
What was
That
that?
was me really doing a bad fishing thing. I haven't
okay.
fished since I was a kid.
But
So
while we're on the topic of Summer Steam, so I want to take advantage this year because I actually never owned a decent gaming PC up until a few months ago. I want to take advantage of the games that I haven't ever played before, like Mass Effect. I haven't played that one yet.
no judgment here for that.
Okay, I haven't played a single Batman game, so I want to pick
Oh,
up one
yeah.
of those.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
Yeah.
Right now where they're on daily, they're $5 each for the old ones, $7.50 for the new ones. So
yeah. Get the complete, especially for what was it? The second one had some really good DLC.
City's really good.
yeah,
So-
Arkham City and Arkham Asylum for $5 are both the Game of the Year editions.
Should I play Asylum first then? Like, just go by the
Yes.
Go in
Yeah.
order.
Yes.
Yes.
order.
And when you play Origins, play for the story, not for the repetitive everything that everyone hates about Origins. I liked Origins. I thought it was fun.
Okay.
The
Okay.
Don't play for the Assassin's Creed in Batman. Just play for the.
The story is great.
I wrote this up earlier today when I was doing a breakdown of the summer sales. Origins would be the best game ever released if the other two hadn't come first. So
Oh,
I'm tired of people giving it shit.
Exactly. I
that's
agree with
fair.
that. I agree with that. I think
It's like
That's
Tony
because
Hawk
you-
4.
Yeah, just because you got to play the other ones and you were like, oh my god, Asylum and City are so amazing, and now you're like, Origins is shit. No. Origins, Bioshock 2 is the same way. Bioshock 2 would be one of the best games you ever played if you hadn't played the first one.
Right.
And for Junie as well, something. Have you played the Muramasa games?
I have not, but I've heard good things about like the artwork, how it was all like
Yeah.
hand painted and all that stuff. Ugh,
It's
that gets me off.
it's free for Vita next month or next week. So
Oh, seriously?
Is it really?
it really is. Muramasa
Dude,
Rebirth
screw
is free.
them, man. I bought it for $8 on their fucking sale like
Yep,
3 weeks ago.
over Christmas. Yeah, I almost did.
I think that actually leads to another good point. You asked if there's such a thing as too much free game. There is such a thing as too much free game when they're trying to sell you stuff at the same time. That's such bullshit.
You're
Yeah.
so butthurt.
It's devaluing games. It
You
is.
should have
it really
waited.
isn't
You should have
devaluing.
waited, remember? Yeah. Put some
Yeah.
time into it before you
For
just
the
buy.
fucking-
It's on you, man.
For the Steam sale,
it
that's
is
one
on
thing.
there.
They put it on sale 3 weeks ago as part of their May something or whatever it was for $8, and then tomorrow it's free. That's bullshit.
The minute you're in Justice, you just throw a bitch fit. So
No,
cute.
no, it's not that. So, okay, the game I can think of that's the worst example of this was Supreme Commander 2. Supreme Commander 2 came out, and not even 90 days after I had purchased it, it dropped to $12.99 from $60.
No
Like-
shit, really?
Yeah. So the question is there such a thing as too much free game? The answer is absolutely when they're devaluing the shit they want you to buy.
Unless you were the guy that bought it after it
No.
went on sale.
Anybody else who bought Muramasa during that sale should be fucking angry too. They should be more angry than I am because I buy everything.
They did the same thing with like Gravity Rush too. Gravity
Yeah.
Rush is still a $40 game, but they give it for free like every month now.
Yeah,
you know?
it's been free
I-
that and Uncharted.
For almost a year.
Yeah.
Those games had been out for almost a year before they did it.
But
Muramasa,
no.
Yeah, but the library of games out for the Vita at the time was like shit to nothing anyway. So if
Yeah,
that's actually a percentage of the library right there for free.
Yeah.
okay, so there goes to the next point. The next point is the Vita worth buying if all of their games are given away as free? The answer is no!
Yes!
The answer is fucking no! There's no
Yes!
value to any of
Because
it.
it's free! Yeah, it is! I haven't spent a single dollar on any of my Vita games because they've just been free!
Yeah, it's no wonder that they ignored it at the Sony press conference this year at E3. The Vita's going, by the way, because every fucking game they've released for, what, next month Final Fantasy X and X-2 are going to be free? Good for them!
I hope
Yay,
so.
they found free games!
If they make
that.
Final Fantasy X and X-2 free, I will actually get to play through them because I cannot sit.
Right?
I can't sit down and
When
play
he's
them.
40.
Yeah, when I'm 40, I can't sit down and play them on my PS4 or PS3 simply because I don't like playing RPGs on a console. So if they made the Vita version, that's actually a gripe I have with Square Enix is.
Which can I say? So I got it for the PS3 version, which me and my roommate decided to play together because we had already played the game. So she's like going through it, beating the shit out of it, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go to school, but I still want to play. So I have it on my Vita, and I play the cross save on my Vita at school,
But-
grinding where she's at
but
for
you
her,
had to-
coming back, and then.
But the downside is you had to buy it twice, which I think is bullshit.
You did.
I did,
that-
and I
that's
got
part
off on
of the
it.
problem. When they want you to buy a game, the instant they make it free, it has no value anymore, regardless of what that is. I bought Hot Shots Golf last week during that same sale for $3 because I want to have it forever. Next week, if it's on free for Plus, it was $3. I'm okay with that. Muramasa, because of the type of game that it is not supposed to go that way. But because, fuck it, everything's free. Let's give everything away. You have no value in your system at that point, and how are you supposed to sell hardware when you can't sell a game? You have to make up your sales systems on the games.
To that point with what Rich is talking about devaluing, I mean, that's exactly what Microsoft did when they all of a sudden said, you can now buy the one without a Kinect, because nobody wanted it.
Or with
Well,
Titanfall, you fucking
Are they
assholes.
next like purchasable
that-
after?
It is,
But
yeah.
here's the thing, they said, all before that, before they said you can buy it without Kinect, it was like, no, it's an essential part of the system. It's integrated into everything.
Yep.
You have to do it.
And people
the
still
only
bought
reason-
it.
I'm one of those people. The only
Me
reason
too,
they
yeah.
did that is because Microsoft really was trying to make a jump and do a Trojan horse with the Kinect of making the Xbox One the actual entertainment system for the home, for your TV, your Netflix, your games, everything. And what they wanted it to be all in one package. That's great. But don't tell me I have to buy something and then just because your sales are going bad, say, oh, you know what? Now you don't have to get it. Like,
No, I know why they
Okay.
wanted to do it. They wanted to be able to identify me as I walk by naked by my camera when it's on.
They
So,
all that
Who
aside,
wouldn't?
hang on.
Who wouldn't?
Hang on a second. There's a point to be made in this, but Jacob wants to chime in with something real quick. I'm supposed to let Tom know that he got Street Fighter 4 for free, and it still wasn't worth it.
That's
Just
what my
putting that out
question
there.
was going to be for Tom.
He says
It's
it's
free on
still not
Xbox
out there.
Games for Gold right now, and I was wondering if I should download it, but I think Jacob just answered my question for me.
Still not worth it.
It just
But
Jacob's
hang on,
just, no,
let's.
Jacob's mad because he came over one night and I beat on him for an hour and a half. That's all it is.
And then they
Yeah,
played
you remember?
wow,
remember
then
that
you-
day?
Yeah, then you
man.
played
Holy
Street
cow.
Fighter after. Nice.
Hold
Go,
on.
Randy.
So Here's the point, and here's the comparison where this works and where this doesn't. So every time Steam does a sale, I spend $50. I own 500 games, it's closer to 600 now after this sale. I still spend $50 on games, whether it be giving them to my friends, whether it be buying them for myself. There'd be one or two things here or there. Best game I bought this year by far, Prison Architect. We'll talk about that later. But I always spend $50, $60 on the Steam sale. Because of what happened with the Miramasa on the PlayStation, I'm going to consider that from now on, and I'm going to feel burned by it because of what they did. And I'm not going to treat their sale the same way that I treat the Steam sale. I've never felt devalued in what I do on Steam. Never. The one time with Supreme Commander. That was a $60 game that I bought on day one because I was excited. 60 days later, it was $12.99.
But,
So
I mean,
there's that. The part, though, about the rest of this and with the Xbox specifically that Randy brought up, they feel that they have to move systems somehow, and they feel this is the only way to do it by making the price $400. They do not. The difference in all of this is that they do not give 2 bits worth of a shit if they are screwing their customers when they do it. They
Right,
don't
and I agree with you. That's what I'm saying, is they devalued their entire system and what they've said beforehand by doing this.
Right. Sony trying to move those units during the sale and then burning people afterwards on it is them like, buy, don't starve, it's amazing. Buy, don't starve, it's amazing. Buy, don't starve, it's amazing. It's the best thing we have on the PS4. It's free on Plus the next week. Like, that kind of behavior is what makes the sale worth it or not worth it. In the case of Steam, I've never been burned on it. No, the one time, but that was by Square, not by Steam.
But to also point out the fact that for me, for instance, I've got all these games on tremendously good sales. How many of them? You tell me how many games you've played. I mean, I don't know if you can count them out on your own hands for you, but for me, where you picked up a game that you got on a really good sale and actually played through the whole thing and thought that it was worth a lot more than what you paid for. How many of you can chime up for that? I mean, I'll take
in my
anybody.
list. In my list,
yes.
I can come up with 40 or 50 off the top of my head.
Okay.
I mean, absolutely. Dude, the day I bought The Walking Dead Season 1 on a Steam Christmas sale, I spent a day and a half doing nothing but playing that game. Going to sleep at night, staring at the ceiling, thinking to myself, my God, what did I just do in that game? It was absolutely fantastic, and I paid $8 for it.
Right.
Amazing.
That's 40 or 50 out the top of your head out of a library of what? Did you say 1,000?
So 10%.
I have 500 games.
So 10%. I mean,
almost 600.
Almost 600 now. But I can come up with games that I can come up. That's 40 or 50 off the top of my head. If I sat down and looked at my list, I could come up with probably 150 to 200 easy.
Okay.
Tom, how many can
That's
you
a
come up with?
50% fail rate. That's actually pretty low, man.
No. It's not because they're not worth it. It's because I haven't played them.
Right, but that kind of goes back to my point that I'm trying to make is that because we're getting these games so cheap, are we really valuing the product?
So restate the question for me so I understand. I've got my library up right in front of me. What am I looking at here?
So I'm just trying to get an idea. How many games have you purchased on a Steam sale for that you got done? You played through the whole game, or you played a reasonable amount. I would say probably 30 to 40 hours, and got it for dirt cheap, and felt like you got way over your money's worth.
I could probably count on one hand how
Yeah,
many of those games
because-
have probably done that to me.
How many do you own, though?
Well, not fucking 600.
But still, it's. I think she
Yeah,
makes
but
a
if we're
point.
talking 5 out of 10, then that's a 50% rate. And if you actually, this is the other thing too that you got to look at. If you value those games up, like what you actually paid for them, let's say it's 10 games, you still will have paid less for those 10 games than you would for one of them at full price. And if you get enjoyment out of 2 of them, you're still doing better than if you had just bought one game at full price.
So let's counter the mentality though. So for me, I played through Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 start to finish.
Did you get it on sale?
No, I got a review copy, played through it within 3 days of launch, blew through it. I bought BioShock Infinite for $60, played through it within 2 days of launch, blew through it. I bought The Witcher for $3 a year ago, installed it, and I've never played it since.
Yeah.
Or how about
That's
this?
kinda what I'm getting at.
I gifted Orion Dino Horde to a couple people. We haven't even jumped on it. Or I also bought EYE for $1. That
I'm going to
Pyromancer.
call my out right now, I broke up with my girlfriend, so I get out of the Dino Horde.
Whatever. That means you
yeah.
get into the Dino Horde. But so Junie, you got cut off. So continue your point. So you're new into the Steam. You've bought many games. How many of your games have you battled through from the sale?
Oh my God. Well, this is so embarrassing. Portal 2 was probably my first Steam game.
That's a good Steam game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, just
Great place to start.
yes, I probably busted through that in about 16 hours. And then I haven't really touched a game much after that. I probably have about 20, 30 games in my list. Not very much, just because I'm more of a console gamer. But probably just like, and they had to be small games too, like Limbo. I got a really great kick out of Limbo. That was good. The Stanley Parable was really great. Seems like the niche ones kind of like stick out to me more on PC. The first Bit Trip was a lot of fun. I haven't played actually too much on it, and I played a little bit through Witcher that I need to beat.
And to that point of what Richard and Lance are both talking about, like I'm obviously new to Steam, you know, barely starting out. However, okay, let's take Watch Dogs for example. It's a game I bought for $60. Not worth it.
By the way, Randy won an award for that.
He did.
Yes,
I just
I was
wanna
gonna
point
segue into that. Hold on, let me finish. So I have said multiple times that Watch Dogs, with all the problems and stuff I had and the gameplay, I still haven't beat it. I'm playing through it, but even as I'm playing it, I find myself wanting to go back and play like Tomb Raider or another game that I actually really love. However, $40 is what I would have said, okay, that would have been a fair price for Watch Dogs. I could have taken
Absolutely.
that 20 extra bucks, like Rich said, and bought 6 games worth on Steam. Even if I don't touch them, that's 6 games that I could have bought instead of buying one game.
Plus your
that I,
one, so that's 7
right,
games total.
that I didn't get my full value out of. I didn't feel like
That still
I
means
really
nothing
want
if you
to
haven't
play.
played it yet, though.
Hmm?
It still means nothing if you haven't played those 6 games, though.
Right, but
But
at the
even if
same
you did buy
time,
them.
if I have 6 games lined up to play, the chances of me going out and buying another game at full price are smaller because I have 6 games in my queue. I'm one of those people who I don't like to jump from game to game. I like to start and finish, and I can't justify going out and buying a new game, and by justify I mean to my wife, if I haven't beat all the games I actually own.
What's
There's no reason to Thomas Winkley any games.
right?
Well,
Right.
There's another point that I think needs to be made in this, and that how many people, Tom actually touched on this a second ago, and I can tell you I did it recently, and it's the first time I've done it in a really long time. But how many people have actually paid full price for a Steam game? How many? I mean, I just bought.
That's a good.
I bought Wolfenstein for $60 because I am an id Software junkie. I love their stuff. I am Wolf. Bring me Wolf. More Wolf. Whatever it takes. I'm going to support that
More
company.
Wolf.
Bring me more.
More
That was
cowbell.
I paid $60 for that. When was the last time I bought a game for full price on Steam before that? It probably was BioShock Infinite or Tomb Raider.
And actually, Infinite, if you pre-ordered it, you got 10% off. So.
Well, when I bought Tomb Raider, I got it for $50, not 60,
Yeah.
because the console one was 60, everything. The PC one was 50.
That's.
I even got a deal off of that. But those games came out. Tomb Raider was March of 2013, 2012,
It
2013.
was 2013.
Right,
So
It's been a year plus since I paid full price for a game. Randy's talking about going out buying Watch Dogs for $60. Junie's talking about how she's a console gamer mostly. That means, by definition, as a console gamer, you guys have spent way more on full price games in that time frame, and I've gotten 557 games out of it or whatever. Even if I can only come up with 100 of them off the top of my head that I love more than anything else in the world, I still got more value for money out of that. And I have 400 games waiting for me to play. You guys are done with yours.
That's a
maybe
good
maybe
point.
so, but I was gonna
Unless I
say,
got a game for my birthday or Christmas, which I didn't pay any money for. I don't care how much value it's worth, how much the person paid for it, because I didn't pay anything.
Well, that's and
Yeah.
actually a game that you mentioned with that I wanted to make an example out of as well was when you bought Marvel. You guys bought Lego Marvel for your Xbox One, and you guys were playing that. You guys were having a good time. I remember Randy and Lance both talking about it a couple of times throughout the year, how much they enjoyed that game. You guys went out and paid $50 for it on the Xbox One. I think Randy got it for his
60.
birthday.
I got it at half price. I think I got it for 30.
I paid 60.
I bought it 3 weeks after it came out on sale on Steam for $17.99.
Yeah, you did.
You know,
But, I
like
mean,
I still
much-
get my value out of that. My son and I
How-
have played that game to completion. That's another one.
Okay,
Right,
so the
but
one
at the
thing I
same
was gonna.
time- Sorry.
Can I just say one thing really quick? So one thing I was gonna say though is how many of the games that you purchased on Steam did you buy first on PC? Because that's the other thing. I'm looking at my list, and you did make a good point saying, okay, how many of them have you paid full price for? Probably 2 out of the 74 games I've got. But for the most part, all the games that I have, I already had on Xbox. I already had them on a different system, so I already knew they were good games, and I was just interested in getting them on PC. Oh,
you make a really good point with that. The difference between my
and
gaming
I traded
habits,
mine in. I traded them in at the end of them, so
that's
I may.
cool.
So, anyways, continue.
So my situation is different than yours because I am not a console gamer. I only buy consoles and console games when they are exclusive to the consoles. That's why I have an Xbox One so that I could play Titanfall. That's why I have a PlayStation 4 so that I could play Infamous. They're going to collect dust on multi-platform games because I can get them on Steam right now for filthy nothing. And the rule is, like, we talked about it before when I said the rule is if it's on daily or flash, buy it. If it's not, wait till it is. And if it never goes daily or flash, buy it on the last day because that's going to be your last chance. My thing at this point with Steam is I don't buy anything at full price, ever. If it's not on sale on Steam, I don't buy it. There's a few exceptions to that, Wolfenstein being one of them recently, but I don't buy it if it's not on sale. I can wait.
And
because of that, I've only bought it once on the PC, and I've saved that money as I've been doing it. I'm doing it in what I would refer to as the right way, while you guys are spending double and triple to do exactly what Lance just said.
To a point, because the last point I want to make is you mentioned Wolfenstein because you're a junkie for Wolf. You'll buy it at full price. That's fine. Lego Marvel, the game you brought up that you bought $17 for, I'm a comic book junkie. So whether it was on Steam, whether it was on a console, whatever, I would have been buying that game at full price because I love Legos, I love superheroes. That's what I'm going to spend my money on. So I understand the value of Steam. I like it. I'm bought in now. You've converted me. There are still things.
I totally agree with you on that the junkie people, the fans are still going to buy their games on day one, and they're still going to love them, they're going to play them, they're going to get their value out of it. But that's what being a fan is getting value out of your game when you buy $60 games. And that's great. Junie's been talking about how she loves Final Fantasy. Tom's trying to get Final Fantasy VIII completed, and he's trying to get his value out of that.
Fuck
I mean,
yeah.
even if he had bought it back when it was on the PlayStation 1 for $50, he's still going to get his value out of it. Being a fan is fine for that. That's what being a fan is. But how many things are you truly being a fan over? Like in my case, I'll play anything if it's fun. But I'm not going to pay full price for anything to try it out. You want me to try Dora the Explorer, the video game, Journey to the Purple Planet, and tell you that it's good, or give you a review of it, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to pay full price to do it.
To do that, I don't worry about it.
So that's the idea. Things that I'm on the fence about because I wait for them on PC and I wait for that kind of sale, I feel like I'm getting more out of it because my value for money has gone up. Even though I've spent I've got more games than you guys, I would bet you dollars to pesos that your console collections are probably spend about the same much on my 557 games on Steam.
Oh fuck yeah! I spent $240 on Lightning Returns alone.
So one last thing, I don't know who Snake2243 is on our Twitch,
No idea.
but he did say, a lot of games on PC are dirt cheap simply because you can torrent them instead of buying them on Steam.
Let's
No,
not.
no, no.
Oh man, let's not open
Yeah.
that.
No. That is a great point, and I'm glad he made it. Torrenting games on PC, while that may cut into some sales, there are a lot of companies that say they're not going to put games out for PC or they're going to treat games on PC different because of the piracy that's out there. In a lot of cases, those things are demo. If Tomb Raider, if you had a demo that you could try and then you could buy it for $5 and it's easier to download and get on a Steam sale for $5, then the people are going to pay it. And the people who made Tomb Raider are going to make a shitload of money. The problem with it is that PC mentality of torrenting things. I can tell you that back in my heyday, there was a time I used to tell that he flunked out of school playing Turok. There was a time that my PC was only used to torrent games and do things like that. I wouldn't play a game and pay for it. Now I buy all my stuff on Steam because it's easier. It's a better delivery system. Gabe Newell himself said when they went to Russia that gaming with those people, with the people who were over there, everything was pirated in Russia. You can't go to Russia. You're not going to be able to do it. We presented a better way for people to get their games. Not only have they broken through the market, but they're the best thing that's ever happened to them. it's not about that particular discussion. People use that as a crutch. But if you can get it for $3, for $5, for $10, value for money, the game becomes a much better deal in the long run. And if you only get it that way first, then you win.
I'm going to say I love trolling one of our friends who is also a big PC gamer. And I like to point out, I like to throw out this argument. Kind of the evolution of gaming, if you will, of why consoles are as popular and sell more product than PCs now. And I'm going to go ahead and contribute that to piracy. I get everything for free. I wonder how much that actually contributed to the fact that everything moved to console where it was a little bit more controlled.
No.
So
everything moved to console to be more controlled because of the pricing model and the delivery system. Because PC was too expensive to get in. I mean, that is still the challenge of PC, is the barrier to entry, right? I can buy a $500 Xbox One, a $400 PS4, or a $300 Wii U, or I can build an $800 rig. That's a different thing there. But okay, nope. I'm cutting it off. Final thing we're gonna do, because it's 11:10 and Old Man Tom is tired. We're gonna share one more thing.
And by tired, he means he has
we
to watch
finally
the finale
start having
of
a
Game of
discussion I'm all about, and you cut us off.
Yeah, we finally have a one-man discussion, and finally we cut it off the end of the clock.
But so
we finally get to the meat of what I want to do.
So what I want
to you have more meat than the rest of us.
Rich wants some meat, everyone.
So what I want to say is how much, and I want to ask those that have done this, how much fun is it to show somebody the Steam Summer Sale for the first time?
It's pretty awesome.
To 3 people this year, and they're all in.
So I have a buddy, his name is Esteban, and we were at his house, and I was like, Esteban, it's almost time for the Steam Summer Sale, and he looked at me like, Tom, what's the Steam Summer Sale? And he has Steam. He downloaded Steam so he can get Hawken for free. And I'm like, dude, the Steam Summer Sale is gonna ruin your life. And I helped him install the app on his phone, and I was like, every day at 11, 7, and 3, you're gonna look at your phone. That's what's gonna happen. And I think he's added like 35 games to his game library in just like the last week. But like, I just wanted to put that out there that there's very few other systems that have something that cool that you get to show somebody like, I'm going to show you how to buy a shitload of games dirty cheap, unless you're showing somebody the amazingness of PlayStation Plus, Steam Summer Sale. So that's all. I just wanted to make that as a point.
To that, Tom?
Yes.
One point. As you all know, I'm new to Steam, so I was in bed. I had my iPad and I was looking at the Steam app. I was looking at games I want to buy, and Misty, my wife, looks over. She's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm looking at the Steam sale." And she's like, "What's that?" And so I explained it to her, and she's like, "How much are the games?" And I show her, and she's seen like $3, $5, $10, whatever, and she's like, "Be careful." But that was all she said, because she knows.
Because a woman knows how to spend fucking money.
I could go crazy. It's the same thing I say to her when she goes into some store that's full of dresses or
any store,
clothes.
You mean? Any store?
Except for, certain gaming stores. I say to my wife, be careful, because we know each other. We know each other's vices. And so, to that point, Tom, it is very much one of those things that's like, you could ruin your life if you're not careful with the Steam Summer Sale.
Steam Summer Sale and gambling, one and the same.
Well, I was going to say, to that point, actually one of the best things that they ever did for Steam was add the ability to give things to people. So because my brother-in-law hurt his back really bad. He used to be a really big outdoors guy, used to ride his bike everywhere, used to do all sorts of stuff. He can't do those things anymore, and he's really bummed out about it. And he was like, well, I built myself a new computer, and I guess I'm going to play some games because I need something to do. And I sent him a copy of Tomb Raider. He sent me a link asking me what games he should get free with his card and all this stuff, and I sent him the links. I've actually started doing like a breakdown of what the sales are on Facebook just so that he can see them, because he's new to what's going on. But I gave him his first 2 games. I gave him a copy of Worms, and I gave him that. He bought all the Lego games when they were on sale for his kids, and he is totally into what's going on with it. And, he may not buy another game until this Christmas sale. I'll send him a message then and let him know, hey, that sale that was going on, it's coming back for Christmas. Go look for some stuff. He may not, but he's completely converted to it, and he thinks it's amazing. It's like Randy was. I'm sitting here looking at him going, okay, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. And he has never done this. Like, he told me the last game that he played and liked was Lemmings. That's how long it's been.
Oh, wow.
And he's 100% in on it now. He wants more. He loves it. So it's fantastic. Like the idea, the barrier to entry, and this is something I was going to say earlier about it. While the PC may cost a lot more than everything else, in the long run, the value you get out of your games is not. And it's because of things like the Good Old Games sale, because of different sales they do on Origin, and right now because of the Steam Summer Sale. If you haven't gotten in on it, remember the 3 rules and buy some fucking games. Play some shit. It's the best time to fucking do it. Jesus.
Yeah. And with that, I want to go ahead and say thank you for watching us for a year. If you just barely got on, go back and watch some of our old episodes where we say awful things. And I think we've kind of gotten toned down, actually.
We have.
the
I feel like
record.
we've grown up in a year.
What?
I've
I
grown
think
up.
we added girls to the cast. That's what I
You know, I was going to say, I'm going to start sharing the behind-the-scenes stuff with everyone else just so that we
Oh
can
my
rebut
God.
the we've grown up statement.
Hey, let's leave what's not on the show off the show. Anyways, and with that, you can find me at Chuck Sweat on Twitter and on the interwebs. You can find me on Instagram too at Chuck Sweat as well. You can find Thomas at Thomas Winkley on Twitter. You got Richard Porter at he's got his Twitch.tv channel up, Twitch.tv Trisket109, and what's your Twitch or Twitter handle?
At Trisket109. And like I said earlier, I have been doing like short little blurbs on all the games that they've been coming up on sale just for my brother-in-law's benefit. But if you want to follow along and take a look, by all means, man, I'm going to keep going until they end this bitch. So.
Okay. Randy is at Ramcon 5000, right?
Ramcon 5000, yep.
Okay.
And
And then
That's
Junie
Is that
Yes.
espresso?
are you
Espresso.
really at espresso? Like you were the espresso?
Like ESPRESSEAU. So I spelled it funny.
Fancy.
Giggity.
Play on words.
I'm looking you up on the Twitters right now, so we can all be friends.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my gamer tag, yo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually something else that I wanted to say. We're looking at a Steam group so we can get some people together and play some stuff. And you can always, like, one of the guys in here was talking about, talking to some of us or doing some of this stuff. Like, I'm always on our TeamSpeak. We have a TeamSpeak server, bsr.game-server.cc. Like,
Yep.
we may not always be available,
We're
but
always
it's a great
on.
way to find us and interact.
And if you go to entertainmentisdead.com, we have the credentials on the right side of the page there. We've got a lot of stuff that we don't probably utilize as much as we should, but if you ever want to play a game with us, dude, shoot us a line. I play Dive Kick with, God damn, I should remember this dude's name. We talk on Twitter all the fucking time. But he and I played Dive Kick for an hour.
Aaron.
Was it?
I don't know what his real name
No.
is, but it's ARYAN.
Yeah, something like that on Twitter.
Something like that.
Yeah, no, he always tweets at me, Dylan King. Boom. And he and I played
There
a
you go.
Dive Kick for about an hour and a half. It was a great afternoon. So if you want to do some of that stuff, just hit us all up. We're all friendly. Happy
All right.
happy anniversary. I'm going to the end.
Okay.
That it. Good night, Internet.
Good.